Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing my first ever film review. Are you guys excited? I'll do it anyway. Let's go. The film I'll be reviewing today is called Monsters University. It's the prequel to the film known as Monsters Incorporated, which was released 12 years ago. So yeah, they made another film 12 years later, and it's a prequel, not a sequel. So I don't see how that works out, but yeah, let's just do it. Yeah, let's get straight to it. Before I get dug into this review, I'd just like all of my viewers and subscribers that are watching this video to know that this may be about 10, 15, 20 minutes. But now that I've exceeded my upload limit and I can now upload videos over 15 minutes, that's not a problem. But if you guys do get bored, then yeah, you can click off this video. You've already gave your view anyway, so yeah, just enjoy and let's review Monsters University. The film starts off 10 or 15 years before the original Monsters Inc. So we got the main characters like young, like kids, preschoolers, and we see them going on a trip to Monsters Incorporated. This is when it was like on a newly built or something, and yeah, we see Mark Wazowski, I think that's his name. He's like very small. You know, in the original Monsters Inc. he's pretty big, but in this film he's pretty small and his teeth are longer, and he's got a big eye for a little head. Yeah, and he's a bit of a unique creature, a unique monster. No one likes him, so you know he's a bit lonely in the film when it starts, and they're on this trip. He has no partner, so he has to team up with the teacher. And well, they enter Monsters Incorporated. They are met by this guy. He's like on a representative from Monsters University. That's where they go before Monsters Inc. And well, he shows them that scaring's fun and they should go to Monsters University if they want to get into scaring. Then he demonstrates like a scare, but Mike Wazowski's like curious, so he goes in with him. But the representative doesn't spot Mike Wazowski. I'm just gonna call him Mike. And then he sneaks in with him, and he scares the child with robot. And then when he comes out, he didn't even notice that Mike was there. And then he goes, look, he puts this cap on him that says MU, you know, from Monsters University. And then right after that, Mike's teacher comes to him and she goes, what you gotta say for yourself? And he's like, I wanna be a scarer. The film then, like, it fast tracks about 10 years later. Mike's in his teenage years, and he's shown on a bus, and he's saying his farewells to everyone, saying they should have good futures, and he's going to go to Monsters University and be a scarer, and everyone's like, just get off the bus. And then he gets off, he meets everyone, he finds out that his roommate's Randall, and that's like his enemy in the future, Monsters Inc., or shall I say the past. And well, then they have the whole school, the whole place thing has a meeting, and the teachers like they're gonna have an exam or something. They're gonna have like a test at the end, and whoever fails this test, they're gonna be out the scaring school. And then Mike's like, he's got to study, and then he starts answering some questions. Then James Sullivan comes, or I'm just gonna call him Sullivan. Sullivan comes in, you know, being all big, short, you know, a bit furry. Everyone's like, who's he? And then he says he's Sullivan. The Sullivans are very like famous in that kind of area, scaring, and everyone's like looking up to him. Even the teacher ignores Mike, goes straight to Sullivan, starts asking him the questions, and he's like, I'm done. This starts a rivalry between Mike and Sullivan, and you know they fight over grades and who's the best scarer. Mike's always winning this, like, cause of his intelligence and him studying. and Sullivan's like not even trying. All he's good at is scaring, and he wins all the scaring parts. Mike Wazowski wins the intelligence parts, and well, there's even a part in the film when Mike's studying, and then Sullivan's pet comes in, destroys the whole room, and then he runs off with that hat that says Monsters University on it, and then Mike and Sullivan chase him, and then what's his name? Mike catches the pet, but Sullivan gets all the praise for it. This makes Mike even more frustrated, and well, this kind of builds up for what happens later in the film. Test I was on about earlier that determines if they're gonna stay or leave. That finally takes place, and well, right before the test happens, it's like a test of like scaring and wits and intelligence, and right before the test is put into place, Mike and Sullivan start fighting. Sullivan pushes all of Mike's books, and then Mike and Sullivan have a roaring contest. This this puts the like test person into like aggression, and then it's a girl, so she comes down, and they break the like screaming bottle, which contains all the power and stuff in it. They break that, and then she gets all angry. She asks Mike a question, he fails. She asks Sullivan a question, he fails, and she tells them both to get out. And then right after that, Mike is frustrated, he's angry, he's infuriated, he's everything, and then he just goes and he enters himself into a competition of who's the best scarer, and well, we find out he needs 6 or 7 people to be in the team, and he already has a guy with 2 heads, an old man, and a guy with 2 long legs, and then he needs one more person, and then Sullivan's the only one there, so he picks him. And well, this is when their journey as a team starts. It's Team OK, that's how it's pronounced, OK, and this is what happens. Right after the competition is put into place, Mike tells the lady that took him out of the scaring school that if he wins this competition, then him and all his team is allowed back in the scare school thing. And then she's like, well, it'll be a miracle, but if you do win, then yeah, you're allowed back in. And then he gets his team, and they start to plot start to plot their plan to how to win the competition. And well, we got some events coming up, and they have to like take part, and whoever loses is out the tournament. Whoever wins the tournament, and they win their place back into the school. So let's see what the events are. The first event is a toxic challenge, and basically all this is that all the teams have to get to the finish without touching any of this toxic stuff that's been touched by the kids. So, well, all of them go. Sullivan and Mike have like a grudge going into this team contest. And while they start, Sullivan and Mike both determined to get to the finish line first. However, both of them reach at the end at the same time, so they both win. But one of the team members tells both Mike and Sullivan that all the team has to pass through, and we find out that Team OK is the last team. So we all think that they're eliminated, the dreams and hopes are up, and they should return. But one of the teams get disqualified because they use some kind of weapon or something to disguise themselves from the competition. So they're disqualified, and Team OK still in it. They all get happy about that, but the lady tells them that it was luck, and their luck will soon run out. However, the second event is a silent challenge where all the teams have to get to the flag without encountering a parent or the librarian. I think one team's taken out because they made a noise. There's only 2 teams remaining. The team OK, they tried to make it, but they go really slow. slow and steady wins the race. And then Sullivan gets angry, he runs for it, runs up the ladder, and whilst all the other members of the team distract the librarian, and well, they get chased by him, they get out, they think they've won, but they haven't got the flag, and well, then the one of the team members informs Mike and Sullivan and the other guys that he grabbed the flag whilst no one else was looking, making them win again and risking and them not winning, not going through elimination. So they're still in it. Next week they get invited to a party, which is only for the top scarers. So it's all good. We have them. They're all in the party. One of the top teams congratulates them, but and then on a Randall puts like a lodge or something, all our balloons, paint and everything on them. One of them takes a photo and they call him the most adorable team on campus. They get humiliated, they get embarrassed, and then Sullivan just walks out. However, Mike, like, he tries to motivate all of his team by bringing them to a Monsters Inc., showing them what they could be in if they win the tournament, win the competition. They'll get motivated, but security comes out, they get chased, and well, they make it safely home. And then, well, right after that, they get more motivated, and then we go to the next event. Mike makes the team train hard and hard as it's the last event, and they could determine if they win or if they lose, if they fail and become an embarrassment, or if they win and become scarers. It's like a scaring one that, like, they have to scare the child with a certain kind of, like, bio. And well, all of them, they all have goes, and Mike is the last one, and then it's all like, it's kind of even, so if Mike does a high, like, roar and gets the child to scream loud, it would prove it that they'd win. Yeah, so Mike goes for it, he takes in all the hate that he got given by everyone, and he just roars, and that, like, builds it up. Team OK win, they're all happy, but right after, post-celebration, Mike finds out that Sullivan sabotaged what you call it now, like the density of the robot thing, and that Mike poked it, and it just screamed, and he went boo, and it screamed. And then, well, Sullivan and Mike, they have a fight. Mike gets angry, he just walks into the door, and then he tries to scare a campus full of kids, but he doesn't succeed. James comes after him, and they both have a plan. They both get the men, all the coppers, to scream, and they provide enough scream to break the whole room. And Mike and Sullivan get out the door, but the door explodes. The whole room's all in destruction. But in the end, we see Mike and Sullivan. They get expelled from the school, but all the teammates get back into the school because the person was impressed with them. They get back into school. Mike and Sullivan get on the bus, and they find out that they can still have jobs at Monsters Inc. as male people. So they start from the bottom, but eventually they become scarers. They meet Mr. Wardenus, the boss of Monsters Inc. And well, they become scarers. And then you see the opening where you see Mike come in as the manager, Sullivan the scarer, and well, the storyline begins from there. And you see that, and then you see that, well, I don't know, there won't be a third part. So I'm not sure what they're gonna do, what Pixar, what Disney are gonna do, but yeah, that's about it. Overall, I rate this film about an 8, or no, 7 out of 10, because it lacked in, like, storyline, and they could have added more to it. It was just like 96 minutes in overall. So yeah, it didn't waste my time. I thought it was a good film, but we could have, like, they could have done more. Pixar, Disney, they could have done more with this film, but yeah, it's their choice. If they make a sequel to Monsters Inc. or Monsters Inc. 2 or something, hopefully by then it'll be better. Or they'll have 5D or 6D or something like that. But yeah, that's it basically. That's all I can say about this film. It needs a few improvements, but yeah, it was a good film. Good animation, good prequel. Even though they should have made this first, then Monsters Inc. If you guys enjoyed my review on Monsters University, and this is just the beginning. I do movie reviews. This was my first ever movie review. So if you guys want to see more, if you guys enjoyed my review, then just don't forget to like, rate and subscribe. I'm the ultimate review 100% here, bringing you guys daily reviews on stuff like films, stuff like TV shows, dramas, comedies, wrestling, all that stuff, basically anything. So yeah, stay tuned. Just watch my previous videos if you don't know what this channel is about. Read my description and well, support me, and I'm very grateful that you guys watch my videos. And well, that's about it. I'll see you guys later. Adios.